Good morning, students. Last day, you all have received an activity, that is activity number 4, based on Thales theorem, that is basic proportionality theorem. Today I am going to discuss this activity with all of you, and I will be instructing you about few things to be kept in mind while writing down the activity. First of all, children, BPT or basic proportionality theorem you all have performed, and that performance was done only theoretically, isn't it? You have never came across to any trial method back at home to see whether really practically or using activity it can be done or not. We are going to introduce you an activity which is activity number 4 of your this maths lab manual, and that will be done by using paper cutting method. Okay, children. So let's first read out the statement of this BPT, which will help us to understand the theorem, the activity better. What is the theorem states? If a straight line, as you can see in this triangle, look at this triangle. This is a triangle first of all, which is ABC. And you can find a line that is DE, which is parallel to the base of the triangle BC. Now what the theorem is telling us? Theorem states that if at all a line is drawn through the two sides of the triangle in such a way that it is parallel to the base of the triangle, then we can say AD by DB is equals to AE by EC. That means it is dividing these two sides. How? In the equal ratio. That is, let's read the theorem once. If a straight line is drawn parallel to a side of a triangle, which is that side BC, and what happens after that? Then it divides the other two sides proportionally. That means we have to prove here AD by DB is equals to AE by EC. Understood? Now come to the activity number 4. Here the topic, basic proportionality theorem, that you will write. Objective, here the statement is stated, that also you will write, no problem here. Now, the previous knowledge required, this portion can be omitted by you all. You may not write it. If you have written, no problem. Materials required. Here, please do notice in the materials required. You can see chart papers, you can use scrap papers also, any colored paper, that will help you. Pair of scissors, geometry box, color pens, your glue, you can write, Fevicol, whatever you can write, scales, geometry box includes that. Parallel line board. Students, you do not have this back at home. So what we are going to use? We are going to use plain scale, and we are going to draw certain lines over this triangle, and we are going to check whether really this particular statements satisfies our activity or not. Correct? Now, you can omit this thing. This parallel line board, you need not to write it. Correct? Preparation, you can omit this word. Presentation of the activity you will write. So for presentation, let's understand first how they are presenting. For presentation, I am moving a bit forward. That is your triangle, the paper cutting of the triangle. See, two types of triangles they have used. This. You can go for an equilateral triangle also. You can go for a scalar triangle also. You can go for isosceles. You can go for any two triangles of your choice. Say equilateral and isosceles. No problem. Then they have drawn certain line segments which you people can see here very well. See? 7B figure. So you are going to also randomly draw the lines. L1, L2, L3, L4. Okay. L5. It's a base only. Now, what the basic proportionality, what should we get? The theorem states, if you are using, say, suppose L3 line, then AD by DB must be equals to AE by EC. Correct? And if you are going to use AF and FB, since L4 is parallel to BC, then AG by GC must be same. Now, how we can understand that they are same or not? How we can understand? By measuring them. Yes, you heard right. By measuring them. And we can see that in the first page of the activity, they have a table of length, of ratio. See, check out. You have AF measurement, FB measurement, and the ratio is found AF by FB. Correct? Then you have in the second part AG, GC, and they are calculating this. Then AD, DB, AE, EC, everything. Students, please, you have to be very careful by filling up these gaps which you have to measure. It's your choice what type of, what shape of triangle you are using. Okay, and measure carefully, because one mistake in the centimeters also will not help you to prove the basic proportionality theorem. Okay, children. So what you will do, you will measure. You can use any two triangles of your choice. Understood? And they have explained you in the activity well, which you can read out. But please remember one thing, whenever you are writing your presentation, every time you use the words as if you are writing. No, here it is instruction given. Cut, place, complete. Don't write this. You have to write down, we cut, you're cutting. Then you are writing in the place of complete the table, you can put a heading of, say, tabulation. You can put a table of heading, tabulation. That will look nice, correct? Where you have all the tabulations of the measurements of the lengths and the comparison. Okay. Then the next, you have observation. What are you observing? We will observe. We will observe. But you have also already observed. So you will write, we observed. They are same. And alternative method is also there that you can go for if you feel like. But what I suggest, that is very easy. Draw random lines of your choice. You take two different type of triangles. That will only do. And draw random parallel lines and see whether it is really satisfying or not. The condition is given. DE should be parallel to BC. The line you are drawing, it should not be in zigzag motion. Okay, it should be parallel only. Correct, children? That is, you are drawing a triangle, you are drawing like this. No. It should be parallel only. Understood? Okay. Then you have observation. Result you can write. That's your choice. While writing, you need not write the alternative method. Only one method you will be describing. Understood, children? So this is your activity number 4. I hope it will be now easy for you to write down in your activity manual. Okay? So complete it. Goodbye for today.